Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to the 365th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute Education Department, and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I will be host once again in this weekly series of workshops, ongoing for many years now, up to number 365, with members of the Universal Council who we are about to engage with. Let me get the presentation ready, and we will begin. Okay.
Hello, everyone. This is Masvek, representing Bengali language as a Universal Council support member. So welcome, everyone, to today's One Nation, One Planet, One Race meeting of ours. And today we start with something very complete, the neutron. The neutron has all the energies, all levels of energies that are available across the universe. This is the principal field that contains everything. And as far as I can tell, we have quite a few of those neutrons in us. And quite a few other neutrons everywhere else. So we are all built of the basic same energy field. So there is really no division between us in one way. Yet we are separate. Each neutron is its own entity with its own world within it, much like one of us. But since we are all part of it, the best thing we can do is to help each other out. We each have our own strength. Each neutron emphasizes its own attributes of strength. We don't use all these fields in the same way, although there is this commonality that bridges us in this vast unicos. But this commonality is what makes us serve each other. Yet we are unique within this commonality. So there are things we can learn from each other. So we can, but this learning position comes into play when we appreciate each other's ability, and then the creation process, or us as creators, can move further as individually as the whole creation. So in this context, we have to understand as much as I can, as well as we can, actually, rather, this energies that is within us and outside of us. So, as individuals on this planet, we are certain representation of certain collections of energies. But as one planet, one nation, one race, we have unique attributes that is not manifested as individual, but as a collective. And this process of becoming collective entity as a peaceful entity, the creation process that we can manifest, or the things we can, I mean, it's not things, the energies we can create rather, is something that we have to explore. Its beauty, and as it manifests, you know, there are others that participate in it, and that's where the beauty. So understanding the neutron in its minute form to its vastness is challenging as well as beautiful, as well as a beautiful effort. Now, just like the creator, the neutron possesses all the energy. So yet, we seem to have a perennial shortage of energy. How is that possible? Perhaps something needs to be corrected for us to get out of this mentality or idea or misconception. In my part of the world, we often call it the Maya. Out of this into something of abundance. And how can peace be not there when there is abundance? So let us appreciate this abundance of energy, this, in a sense, the infinite energy within neutrons, within us, within all of us, and make this peace a reality. Shall we call it a mandate? Mandate of the Universal Council, mandate of the knowledge seekers, mandate of one planet, one nation, one race. So if anybody else wants to talk about this, please go ahead. I will stop for a moment here. If nobody is talking, I'll add something here, and I was supposed to talk about it somewhere, but you know, I think this is a good place. In my concluding remarks, I was talking about the Universal Council. This is we need representation within Universal Council, and there are many knowledge seekers who have participated in it. Some are no longer there for various reasons. But this Universal Council is representations of various languages and cultures across the planet. So, and it is beautiful to have fresh input in this dynamic entity we call the Universal Council. So I encourage those of you who are listening to this workshop to look within your soul to see whether you would be interested in participating in this universal council. There is no vote, there is no selection process. It is you yourself, within yourself, find the call to participate in this unifying, peaceful effort. And it's not just restricted to what we are doing at this moment within the planet. It goes far beyond that. So it is something, it's an opportunity to serve, but beyond this, it's also an opportunity to elevate ourselves by the process of elevating others. And this is a very unique experience, unique opportunity, unique way to grow. So I would welcome anybody who is interested in doing so anywhere on this planet to join and add some more colors to this beautiful pictures that we call the Universal Council. So let's move on to the next slide, perhaps, if nobody is adding anything to what.
Moshfik, I want to add what I understand. I only want to tell you that, as beautifully you said, about the neutrino, about the beauty of it, how to have this creation, and this beauty and totality. We are in one planet, one nation, one race, one planet for all that is beauty. Is like a neutrino, all the beauty and totality in it. We are just creating this field again with all that is in existence, all souls. And to create, we are creating from this neutrino, this beauty, with so much depth in it, for all, with no borders, no race, only humanity. So, no nation. So this is the beauty of this neutrino, one nation, one planet, one race for justice and world peace. Well, justice is you, the last person to understand this. So thank you, my dear Moshfik. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon. This is Stefania from, I'm representing the Universal Council for the Italian language. Thank you, Mushfak. Thank you, Sweta. I just would like to remind you who listening this announcement regarding the fact that if more people want to become a Universal Council member, they can find the application in the website of the Keshe Foundation, and they can fill up the application and enroll for the Universal Council. There is some waiting time because we are aware that we have already some people that applied for the Universal Council, and they've been waiting. So if you did apply already, just be patient, and they will go back to you. It's always because we are not many of us, and everyone is working the max. So sometimes there is some waiting time. So just be patient. I just wanted to say this. Thank you. We can go to the next slide. Who is
Yes, me.
yeah, perfect,
Thank you.
Sweta.
Thank you, my dear Stefania.
You're welcome.
The beautiful wishes, my dear. We, the Universal Council, give to our souls, to all souls in existence, to understand the process of balance within in this transition time to be love and light.
We, the Universal Council, create condition for the new soul to come forward to fulfill the position as Universal Council member. I'm not sure who is reading this wish.
I believe it's Joseph, actually.
Thank you, Rick.
Okay, we, the Universal Council, give through our soul that all governments get the importance of the plasma technology fully and focus the rolling it out to everybody on this planet.
We, the Universal Council, give from our souls collectively to elevate the soul of war makers to realize the advantages of peace in the world and benefiting the Keshe science and technology instead.
We, the Universal Council, welcome the souls who wish to be the bridge between the beings on Earth and the universal community as part of the Universal Council. Our wish is our commands. Mehran?
Yes. I I love you, my soul. I live you and I love with you and I adore you. So that's when our physicality, the emotion of physicality addressing the soul. So that's where the soul is. And we thank him for continuing to live in harmony with us. So the next step is the soul connection. Well, in this session, I talk a little bit about what the soul is, or what the soul of physicality is. In fact, we are three parts: physical body, soul of the physicality, which is responsible for every affairs of every soul of ourselves and its own emotions. And then there is the boss, the hierarchy, which is the soul of the man, our central energy, which is in the skull between the brains in a small, very small dot, empty. That's where our highest energy is. And it lives with the body as long as the two get together well, that the body is able to function to help the soul, and the soul helps the body. When one of them is not able to, and willing to continue, and they separate, that's where the life is ended. And the soul goes wherever it's supposed to be. And then it depends how strong the soul is, how strong the fields of the souls are, how we have been living Have we had a life of theft and killing and all the things which is not accepted by others? Or we have a soul life which is benefiting for our souls, like loving unconditionally, serving, having a goal, plan, and program to better our soul from where we got it in the first day. And this soul, which is feeding with good actions, good thoughts, and good thinking, gets more and more power. And when we have more and more power, we can go anywhere we wish in the life after. So in fact, in this life, we create our life for tomorrow. And it's very exact, like a mathematical exact. That's a true justice. So the soul has its own emotion. Soul is normally right and just. But sometimes when he orders to physicality and the soul of physicality through the emotions and blood circulation, this emotion gets changed and it becomes something that the soul of physicality wished, which is not always the right thing. So now that we found out how powerful our soul is and how our intentions and attention work and how we can develop our souls. So we try in this session to connect our souls together. The soul is elastic. The more you take it, the more it comes and becomes bigger. So there is no limit for the soul. As long as we have the intention and attention and emotion, it goes everywhere we want it to go. So we let our soul go with the intention, with the same intention with others, which at this moment are with us. And we connect our souls like we are in the whole, in one room together. Just imagine with all these people who are at this moment connecting the souls, you connect with them in this place where they are. So connect yourself with these people, and soul can direct itself where you have intention. So just get relaxed and leave the emotion and soul connect with anybody else in this place together. I mean place, not physical place, but imagine we're all together and we wish together for peace in the world. We wish the prosperity, health, good actions from everybody. We wish that the soul of man and the soul of body become harmonious and lion and lamb can live together. So we wish that man gets the highest level, and we wish that this technology would help us to get to this goal of man being the image of God. So we think of this, we put all the pictures we want with this, and we really think it is possible and we can get there no matter how. So we just connect ourselves on that. Thank you very much. You can do it whenever you want also, you try. And that's a good exercise to expand the soul. We can do it. Thank you again.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me properly? Because I got
Yes,
that
we can hear you.
bad reception. Okay, good,
That
good.
sounds good.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Yes, this is an invitation for everyone to every evening we meet up at 9 CET time for the connection of the soul. And as you just practice now, the soul connection, this is very similar, and we meet up all together at the soul level, and we practice the connection of the souls, and we elevate with the intention to elevate the leaders for promoting peace, world peace. I really recommend it. If you never tried before, I really recommend it as a daily practice. It's a good opportunity where you can practice how to connect with the fields. And I have to say, there are at times where I think because the more you practice, the more you become aware. And there are times where I feel a very strong connection. So it's something that you can do everywhere, anywhere, at even any time. It don't have to be also 9 p.m. By 9 p.m. It's a time where we all decided to meet up. So that's why it's good as appointment. So to have one time in a day where we all consciously, we intentionally, we meet up and we connect at the soul level. That I have to say, in my case, it gave me a lot of how you say the inner power, in the sense the strengthen, because you start to learn that you have a tool that you can develop and use to make a change at a big level. The good things of the soul connection is that no one can interfere, and the more we are, the stronger it is, and we can really make things change, because we can create condition for the change to come. So I invite you, if you never done before, to try, and if you like it, to keep practice. we're all over the world, so it's a chance where everyone from all over the world can meet up. You don't have to be in a quiet place. You don't have to be anywhere particularly, because the soul is inside you. So you just need to connect. And as we learn, when we talk about energy, it's about connection. Thank you. You can go to the next slide, Rick. Thank you.
Okay, our next part is the questions and answers with the Universal Council with Marie and Claudia. And this is a recording from last Saturday, February 1st. It's always the first Saturday of the month that they do this program. And just let me get it up and we will listen in on, you see, we have the second question, I believe, and it's about 42 minutes in. And we'll listen to that now.
So then we are on the second question. I'm new to this technology, but I've seen that it can be the salvation for my problems. I suffered a lot of abuse in my childhood. I have no anger, but I can't forgive. Can I forget this suffering completely with technology?
Agora vamos para a segunda pergunta. Sou novo nessa tecnologia, mas vi que ela pode ser a salvação para os meus problemas. Sofri muito abuso na minha infância. Não tenho raiva, mas não consigo perdoar. Posso esquecer esse sofrimento completamente com a tecnologia?
And the first answer, call it technology. Call it the knowledge of creation. By acknowledging that you have a soul and that your soul is running your whole life, you will find your answer. The key is to trust your soul. Trust that your soul is always there for you, can solve all your challenges, and can provide you with all you need. To make your wish come true, the wish has to be good for all. The cat, the tree outside, the neighbor, the grass. If you trust in your soul, it can provide you with all you want and need.
A resposta uma das respostas é: a chave de tecnologia, com T maiúsculo, a chame de conhecimento da criação. Ao reconhecer que você tem uma alma e que sua alma está conduzindo toda a sua vida, você encontrará sua resposta. A chave é confiar em sua alma. Confie que sua alma estará sempre lá para você. Pode resolver todos os seus desafios e pode fornecer tudo o que você precisa. Para que seu desejo se torne realidade, o desejo precisa ser bom para todos. O gato, a árvore do lado de fora, o vizinho, a grama. Se você confiar em sua alma, ela pode lhe fornecer tudo o que quer e precisa.
And there is another answer. The main goal of this technology is to get to know yourself by going deeper on getting to know who you are. You can do what you want.
O principal objetivo dessa tecnologia é conhecer a si mesmo, aprofundando-se em quem você é. Você pode fazer o que quiser.
And there is another answer. Your soul connection will help you release your emotional pain. What we learn from Mr. Keshe through the knowledge of creation is that you are only responsible for your own action. If you follow the simple rules of thinking good, speaking good, and acting good, you will transform your life. You will add energy to your soul. It's a transition into into this way of living, but everyone can do it. You will feel your soul become stronger and stronger, and you will be aware of your own conduct. One day, living like this, you will see that the actions of others are their problem, not yours. They have to live with the burden of their actions. All they need is soul energy because they have depleted themselves from it.
Sua conexão com sua alma o ajudará a liberar, sua dor emocional. O que aprendemos com o Sr. Keshe através do conhecimento da criação é que você é o único responsável por suas próprias ações. Se você seguir as regras simples de pensar o bem, falar o bem e fazer o bem, você transformará sua vida. Você adicionará energia à sua alma. É uma transição para esse modo de viver, mas todos podem fazê-lo. Você sentirá sua alma se tornando cada vez mais forte e estará ciente de sua própria conduta. Um dia, vivendo assim, você verá que as ações dos outros são problemas deles e não o seu. Eles têm de viver com o fardo de suas ações. Tudo o que eles precisam é de energia da alma, porque eles se esgotarão dela.
And there is another answer. Plasma technology is all about balancing. How much we balance is up to us. How much do we allow our soul to take over? The technology is the support to bring you closer to balance much faster than without. Understand that anger, not forgiving, hate, and all the rest, in the end, it blocks you from going to the next level, the next step. Try to see everything that happens in life as a school class. Sometimes you like what you learn, sometimes you don't. In the end, as totality, we will understand why that happened. Always see life in the picture of totality. We are here to make experiences, to learn, to grow. Never forget, love conquers all.
A tecnologia do plasma é toda sobre equilíbrio. Quanto equilibramos depende de nós. Quanto permitimos que nossa alma assuma? A tecnologia é o apoio para trazer você mais perto do equilíbrio, muito mais rápido do que sem ela. Entenda que a raiva, o não perdoar, o ódio e todo o resto, no final, bloqueiam você de ir para o próximo nível, o próximo passo. Tente ver tudo o que acontece na sua vida como uma aula escolar. Às vezes você gosta do que aprende, às vezes não. No final, como totalidade, entenderemos o porquê do que aconteceu. Sempre veja a vida na imagem da totalidade. Estamos aqui para ter experiências, aprender e crescer. Nunca se esqueça, o amor conquista tudo.
So then we are on question 3.
And question 3, we will leave till next week. Okay, we'll go back to our presentation now. On to our next part here. Which is the knowledge and understanding from the 576 Knowledge Seekers Workshop. And I am to play a video in the background with the music as usual. And I think I have Stefania and Mark as
Yes.
presenters here. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Rick. I changed position. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, it's good.
Perfect. Perfect. So, welcome everybody, whoever here listening to the knowledge and understanding. The workshop, I will present the workshop, I will summarize the workshop 576. And I know that I'm always saying the same things, but you will understand when you listen to the workshop, because even this workshop is another mind-blowing workshop. And Mr. Keshe this time dedicated this workshop to the scientists of tomorrow. Um, I really recommend if you're a scientist, if you're a biologist, if you're a virologist, if you are astronomy, if you are physics, I actually recommend to everyone, pretty everyone. But if you are a person who studies science for many years, I really recommend to listen, because Mr. Keshe goes really, really in depth on explaining the atom, the neutron, the protons, the electron. And I'm sure you never heard so comprehensive, so full of logic, the way he explained very clearly what the neutron is, what the atom is, what the electron is. It's really mind-blowing. And still now I'm trying to get my head around. I listen 3, 4 times and still sometimes I think I understood, but when I have to repeat, even now, I have to repeat to you what he taught last Thursday. I understand that I still not have the full understanding, but it is really mind-blowing. So I really recommend you to go and listen. He talked about the neutron. He make the comparison between the neutron, the proton, the electron, with the Earth and the sun and the moon. Very interesting. So if you're astrologist, if you're a scientist, it really go in depth to explain what is the neutron, and the correlation between him and the neutron and the sun. That for him there are no differences, and he's going to talk about a lot, explain a lot fallacy, I think he said in English. Fallacy that we've been taught from school, there actually are not making sense. And when you go deep in the knowledge, you realize that are actually not making sense, and they are not true. And then also, that's why I said that if you're a virologist, because then it goes into explain the comparison from the neutron and the atom, how the energy pack are formed. And if you want to know what viruses are, I really recommend you to listen to this workshop, because Mr. Keshe dedicated a big session on explaining again over and over, because explaining the past many, many times what virus are. So and what the definition of virus is, and how if we can understand in better what they really are, then we can use them as a source of creating energy and feeding the human body. If we really understand what they're there for and how they are being created, and how can we use this energy pack. And then it goes really in more interesting stuff, from the viruses going to the parasites, the bacterial, it going into how can we, once explain the neutrons, how we can use this energy inside the neutrons to create life, create also materialize things, how the things get materialized. I cannot tell you better than him. So that's why I'm interested going to listen to this workshop. So the first part is all about this. I'm gonna try to be a little bit short, because I can go forever about the first part. And then we're going into the break, and in the break, more things about the first part. For example, when you talk about the neutron, the protons, and the electron, to me, actually, Keshe didn't say that in the first part, but to me, it reminded me also the three layer of the skin. There is a lot of knowledge in this first session, because you can understand, it start to make sense how the soul of the man, what it is, the soul of physicality and the physical body. You then going to understand much deeper what the galaxies are, what the universes are, what they all have in common, why we are a universe in a certain shape or form, or the human body in shape or form. It's really, I really recommend it. Then it goes into the pause, and it goes into the break. And after the break, here Mark will explain, when I finish to give a little summary, he will explain more in details the product. So Mr. Keshe start the first part on talk about the new product. They are coming. Also talk about the transmutation session that it's gonna be next Friday. One of my question was that I make actually Rick read my question as a first question, where I had a knowledge seeker asking me, I would like to attend to the next session of the transmutation monthly session, but she didn't know what she had to bring and how she can prepare for it. So in the first part, Mr. Keshe talk about what to bring and how you can prepare. So if you're interested to do the transmutation session, monthly session, I recommend you to listen to the second part after the break. To remind everyone, a transmutation session are giving a chance to the foundation to develop the technology and to do further research, and you have the chance to practice what Mr. Keshe has taught as a theory on Thursday. So Thursday is the theory, and then on this monthly session is the opportunity for you to practice with the help of the systems, of the new system. He also said that brand new development has been made in the system. So there are new system are gonna be used, like been upgrade. So he said, really do not miss this session. And he also talked about he will make like a blueprint, a print of the people who will attend this session. So it's very, very important. He also said that you're gonna fall in love with the creator. It's a love affair between you and the creator, and again he said not to miss. So it's a good practice to replicate the unconditional love. So I really recommend it if you got the opportunity to attend. And also you also will be able to support the foundation, because we're going to talk this later more in details, but the Keshe Foundation, because it's an independent entity, it need always funding to not being to stay independent in their research, to not be influenced by anyone else. So to bring a true knowledge to all of us, so we can all learn and develop and grow together. So then it goes into explaining also some product like the soaps. I'm sure Mark is going to talk more about those products. We had really lovely testimonial about the product. Unfortunately, yesterday there was a testimonial. I couldn't attend because I was in a meeting with the Italian group. So I'm very curious also to know what happened yesterday from Rick and Mark, because I really love the testimonial, but I couldn't be present yesterday, unfortunately. Then we got a question on butterfly. We always talk about the product. We went to the butterfly product. and you can buy in the Keshe Foundation. Is the if you remember, are like a two infinitive loops. You can find them in the website, and these butterflies apparently got many application. Mr. Keshe go in details of some of the application of this butterfly, and he stressed to everyone to really understand the technology so you can then apply the product that you buy from the foundation and you can have the best out of them. So if you're interested to know more about the butterfly, if you bought a butterfly, I would recommend you to see the second part. Then it goes into more other questions. Yeah, it's very interesting because from the butterfly, you go into how can we make a peaceful home. And to have a peaceful home is very important. It's the first steps for everybody that want to create a world peace. So you have to have peace in within, so your home can be your body, but also your home where you live. So it's very important that when you're at home, there is peace at home with your relatives, with your partner, with your family. And he talks, he gives you tips, Mr. Keshe, how can you facilitate this peace in the house if you are a house that you have a lot of argument. Yeah, this we go. This is the butterfly. This butterfly, don't underestimate. It's got lots and lots of application. Not just most people they buy this for absorb radiation from the phone and the computers. Also, I know that in the past, Mr. Keshe thought about the butterflies also to absorb the radiation, who is worried about nuclear radiation from the wars in Ukraine or wars around the world, or or air pollution. These are good for that, but also are very good for bring peace in the house. So I don't say more. I just going to listen the second part. It talks more in there. I have them actually. I bought them in China. I was very lucky to go to China and Sanya. The Chinese community make a very good gift to the knowledge seeker who went in China, and they make a really cheap the product because they knew how much money we spend for the ticket of who was coming from Europe. So I bought them. I keep them in the car because somewhere I heard that can be used like Magrav reactor in the car. So I have on every door of the car. Yes. So he went to another. Then he went to talking about another product about the soaps. How the soap, if you remember, a long time ago, he said that the soap are very good because was the best way to have the approval for when you have to have a product you can sell to the public. GANS technology or plasma technology can be easily put into the soap and then can be easily sell to the public. So even the soap, they have a lot application that will take a long time to understand them. So don't worry if you see they are a little bit expensive as a normal soap, but they have a lot of application. And in the second part, Mr. Keshe going to talk a little bit about of some application of the soap and their intention of make new soap in the future for different reason and different purpose. So I recommend you to go into to see that one if you're interested in the soap. I love the soap. One day I will buy them because I really I remember in Sanya there was the first one to sold out. I know also that now the soap of today they're very different of soap that used to be sold before with the guns that we used to do in the past. Now the technology is more advanced, and the guns are not the same as the one we used to have in Sanya. So now the soap of today they are very like advanced in the technology. So then we go into another question. Thank you, Rick, for the picture. And there is a question about the oasis. So Mr. Keshe gonna talk about the Oasis and the Ark of Covers. I couldn't understand the name. I listened many times.
The Ark of the Covenant.
I don't know what it is, but sorry for the ignorance. I don't know what is the
It had some wings on it, and then it was supposed to be kept in a certain way, and apparently it was some sort of feeding system, or again, I'm not sure, but it was only allowed to be carried by certain individuals, and I don't know, but Mr. Keshe said the covenant is between you and the creator. That's the covenant, or the knowledge of creation, I think he was saying, through the love of the creator. This is the covenant. There's really, again, not this sort of ark of the covenant that was mentioned in the holy books, and it's not like the oasis.
We go back to the neutron and the proton. The electron.
Yeah, and that's what it was all about when you were talking about the neutron, and he was trying to convey to the scientists of the future and now how the fusion process is the process that the universe uses to create. But the way our scientists are approaching it, I guess in the matter state energies or whatever they're doing, he said this is a dream that will never come true. So the creation can happen. You don't need billions and billions of dollars to do it. It can be done very simply. He likes to often say how easy things are and how simple things are, but they're approaching it in the wrong way. And so, again, this will never materialize the way. They may get a flash of energies or something else, but this is not the way the creation works. And he's trying to convey this to scientists today and scientists of the future, how the creation actually works.
Yeah, because
yeah.
Because you remind me the fusion, like
Yes.
he was saying that they spend millions in doing this fusion project in CERN when they're completely out of the points because because of their lack of understanding, they're literally wasting million in to go nowhere because they lacking of the principle knowledge, so they're missing the point because they don't know what they're doing, basically.
So he's giving them some clues in a different way to work. And I'm sure some scientists would like to work this way, and maybe there are. I know Rick has brought a number of different technologies into the Keshe plasma reactor group. And we've seen there's a lot of people working in different ways. Not sure if they're following what Mr. Keshe is saying, but they're certainly achieving some things. As he said many times, we're not the only ones. But again, just to review, if you want to go back to the store, Rick, I don't know if the Valentine picture is in there. There's actually 2 sessions this month, one on the 14th and one on the 21st. And the one on the 14th is just to get a picture of your soul. I remember him talking about the Ubisos, and he was saying, if I put enough energy into the Ubisos, you'll actually meet your own soul. But now you can have a picture of it. And see if you're progressing or what the progression is. It's only a very short session. I'm not even sure if it's offered in the store, but they're not looking for many to attend. But you can actually see how your soul has progressed, even if you've only been listening to the workshops recently or just started to listen to recently. One of the products that is in the store, as he said, was launched before Christmas, which was this twin system of getting to know yourself or getting in touch with your physicality, your soul of physicality, and your soul of the man. And these will be individually engraved with names, as I understand, but it's a whole, again, finding more out about yourself. And as we've heard earlier, but we're playing with this new toy. We're trying to open up the Keshe Foundation is opening up the mystery of the matter state of the entity to its energies. And I think this system, I'm not sure, again, what it's called. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Is the one where in the second part you don't draw? There is a
I
second
think it's
part
blue.
where you don't draw and you give a different combination.
No,
that's
a different system. That's a different system with 4 pads on it, unless this one that's in the store is that system. Rick, we're just seeing a partial view of the store. All we see is Foundation Store. KF Health and Magravs. I don't know if you can go to the store. Maybe we can go to that one. But in addition, yeah, you can scroll. Well, I guess you'll have to scroll up.
It's scrolling up.
Up. Just a moment. Just a moment. It's coming. I think it's on the left-hand side. No, we haven't gotten to it. No. No. There it is right there. Stop. Go back up a little. Is it the Cosmic Ray Twinity Magrav? This is the one that'll have your name embossed in it. I'm not sure if this is the one. This is the one he said was released before Christmas.
But that one is not the one where you draw and you give the
No,
different. No,
I don't think so. It doesn't show that there's 4 patches to put your hands. You can oppose them, find different positions. Again, these are just not plug and play. We know many of these products you have to work with. The same as with the Twinity Ganses. It may be the right combination for you, or your energies may be above or below the energies. And he's saying we need to mix the waters and then apply them and to see where you actually connect with it. So there is a little bit of play to happen in some of these products. You have to sort of find out where nothing wrong with the system. It's your energy that you need to match into that. And the way you do that is changing the combination of the waters of the Twinity products. Yes, it was another part there about the, well, yes, preparing for transmutation. I think we have a transmutation test coming up on the 21st. And again, he gave some instructions. There are some things to prepare. There may be some materials to prepare. And
yes,
then,
I remember it was zinc, and then zinc and the CO2 with
amino acids, one without amino acids, and set it aside. And then once you go into the session, I'm sure there'll be some instructions on how to handle that.
Yes, he said that as soon as you apply for the session, you will they will send you straight away all the instruction for it.
Right, and of course these sessions are going to continue. This one in February, March, April, you bring in your own material. As I understand it, the May, June, and July, there'll be some material that you'll need to purchase from the Keshe Foundation. And he said this will start the first phases of transmutation. And don't forget, they're trying to build a system that allows you to transmute. That's part of the work that's going on in these transmutation sessions. I know he talked about some people take off like a helicopter. Some people need a runway. He said we can't, most of us are not able to generate enough energy within ourselves to surpass the matter state.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is what he's working on in the background, to build a system to allow you to transmute. And then even when you get on your own, he said, there's a whole nother section of protocols that you're going to have to understand. But right now, I think you're going to be tethered, or it's going to happen. Again, maybe people are doing it I'm unaware of. I think it's few and far between. So this is what's happening in the transmutation sessions. Yes, you may be getting some benefits. Yes, you may be experiencing different things. As he said with the questions, they're looking perhaps for different answers than you're giving, but he said we check things off because the answers you're giving is actually what they're looking for. So it's about developing a transmutation system, plus you're becoming elevated, and your other experiences will be sort of individual as I've been seeing it. There's different energies applied to different groups and different people for different purposes, and that's not always shared. But that's what he said. This is allowing us to develop a transmutation system to allow you to transmute.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we also are neutron, where the soul demand is the neutron, and then the proton is the soul of physicality, and the electron is the physicality. This is from my understanding. So he teach you how, he said it's like a driving
You're getting prepared.
class.
Yes, absolutely. Small changes.
Was not interesting when at the last part, he said that in the past we used to live average of 1,000 years. He said 900,000 years was the average. So, you know, a lot of time you live.
But Stefania, who wants to live in the same house for 1,000 years?
Me. Why not? Because he said as well, and it was one of the questions as well that someone did, I think was Azar, when they start to talk again about the energy pack, the viruses, the bacteria, and he said that really, if you understand this concept of what a really neutron is, and the proton is, and the electron is, or what is the solar demand, or the solar physicality and the physicality, or the earth, sun and moon, you know, the interesting things, once you understand the true knowledge, then you can apply in all directions. So you can also eradicate illness. We can feed from the viruses. The viruses are not bad things at all. If you understand how can you use them, you can deplete them. From my understanding, the viruses are energy packed, that they have like amino acid connection to us, certain energy packed. And then once you understand this neutron and this proton and this electron, you can learn how you can deplete the energy pack. So from up to the point that it become amino acids, so you can get
Become
fat.
the food, yes.
Food, yeah. And this interaction of fields, like if we really understand this fields interaction, like happening from the sun and the earth, then we understand the lights, how the lights is created, how the heat is created, how the energy is created, you know, how life is created, you know. So that's why he stress about, I think, Mark, for the new
Like
science
happening
from the sun and the. Oh, I don't know what. Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened.
Is somebody wanted to come in?
No, I think it was my voice, but I don't know where it come from.
No, sorry, I was playing in the background. Today's,
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Sorry.
fine. Yeah, and of course, as you mentioned, Stefani, about see how the mood changes in the home. And this is not something, well, maybe you need a butterfly or something out of the store, but this is nothing you have to go to the store for if you can make the simple Ganses. He said, wash the floors, use the CuO, use the magnesium water. We're talking water of Gans, the zinc and the CO2. Wash the floors and the windows and get back to me in about 4 weeks and see how the mood in the house has changed. Many households are aggressive, or family members are sort of mad at each other for whatever reason, sometimes the husband and wife. So this is a way we can do something for ourselves and change the environment. And then he talked about walking barefoot on it.
Yeah.
The amino acids in. So this is very good. I thought I was going to have to wait till spring or summer to actually walk on the fields. So now if we wash the floors, if we have products, we can try and experience and see if any changes occur. I know he said that there's sometimes when women go through menopause that apparently hormones create some sort, or they ignite a magnesium shortage. He was talking about putting butterflies in front of the magnesium, spreading these magnesium Gans waters around the house at different heights and different levels. And you'll see another interaction or an improvement in the emotions of everyone in the house. And they've tested that many, many times in the past. And of course, the cholesterol was mentioned.
Cholesterol, exactly.
Yes,
I
and
say that. I forgot
again,
about
the Keshe Foundation is
important.
seeing it as an energy pack rather than the way man measures it, or the common understanding, I think, were the words that were used. Again, it's a different way of looking at the cholesterol and how important it is. He talked about making vitamin D and a story about vitamin D.
Empty the
how
hospital.
Go ahead.
The hospital will be empty.
Yes, it was empty. And
I was empty.
Apparently the government seemed to go against it because there was no work for the hospitals. So they took a 180-degree position at some point in time. Apparently, this is historical. And then
you can make Gans vitamin D, he said.
Yes, and he said it's very easy to make the vitamin D GANs, and however that is, I think some people know how to do that, or at least they've tried to explain that. And so we covered a bit about the floor washing, and then the soaps, of course. As he said, these soaps are, as we heard in the testimonial meeting, and the interaction of the soaps, and this is exactly what they were designed for, to create sort of a lively, happy, calm, kind environment. So again, he said we've shown a proof of concept in a way. And of course, the soaps are in the store. You can get a variety pack. He was encouraging people to use different bars of soap on different days to create some sort of mag-rav condition or interactions. But he said these soaps are so beautiful. They carry the material. You can keep one in your car. You can keep one in your pocket. You can wash your hands many, many times. The material stays with you.
Wow, yeah. Yes, that is very good. I love the
And there'll
soap.
be one of the new soaps that was mentioned in the workshop. He called it the soap of vision.
Yeah.
That you would look into the environment perhaps a little differently. Maybe people would change from seeing the proverbial cup half full or, you know, half empty to looking at it as half full, and most likely becoming peaceful in the process as well. So he said there'll be a whole new range of soaps set for specific reasons. And again, he said these soaps are just not putting some CO2 in GANs. These are special GANSes and made in a special way that they do what they're designed to do. And the combination of them, or even making them, is not going to be released. So I think, again, if you want the gold standard of product, you can buy a soap with GANs in it made by someone else on the internet or another knowledge seeker. But the true gold standard is within the Keshe Foundation store. If you listen to what he said after the testimonials in the 575, how much work has gone into creating these products over the years, that it's, again, hidden with hidden technologies and other things that we're not even aware of that's be needed to put into these products, even though it's very simple if you understand it, as I said. And of course, you covered the question on the Ark of the Covenant.
The plasma memory bank. Do you remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
When Azar started to ask about also the computer that we've and Keshe said, Mr. Keshe said that they already are making the to tell you the truth, is my assumption. I think he was referring to the to the enhancement unit, but this is my assumption. But he said we already have a plasma memory bank.
And of course, go ahead.
Data.
Yeah, someone asked a question on Gaza, and you know,
Gaza, yeah.
yeah.
Gaza was very, yes, Gaza was very like, yeah.
And he compared it to, you know, what they want to do there, and saying that could become the 51st state of the United States. But he went into a story about the Bahamas and how he used to, in a way, that was a big playground for Mr. Keshe in the, I guess, in the 90s and 80s, sometime along that line. But then one time he had his children with him, and he said, let's go explore the island. And he was seeing how impoverished, I mean, outside of Atlantis, or what they call Paradise Island, but most of the people on the island were totally impoverished, not allowed to come into the plush tourist area. And he foresees the same going on with Gaza. And the words he uses was, you see, the leopard never changes its spots. And then, of course, he went on to say that this new system, he was addressing groups that can't live with other groups. And he said, we have a planetary system.
Yeah, I like that one.
In our hands.
I like
and he
the
said, if these groups cannot live with the others, we can give them the moon. We can give them their own galaxy.
He's actually, he said the groups that they think they're superior of the group, the people, the race, that everyone who thinks is superior of others, we can give them their own planets where they have everything they need outside the Earth. I really like a solution.
Yes, so there is a solution for these. He said, if you want to be peaceful, you want to be kind, you want to be generous and sharing, we give you the planet Earth. If you want to go and create your own galaxy, we can give that to you too, and everything you need to survive there.
The moon.
Yes.
He wants to
So,
give the moon a solution, for he thinks that it's a superior race.
and as he said, in 2025, we're going to rock the energy world in a very big way. And he said this before, I think, in other workshops. He says the switch has been turned on for business structure has already been set up. The financial structure has already been set up. The scientific structure, he said, has already been set up. And Trump will revise, I think he said, the teaching structure where this knowledge can then come into the universities as I see it. And maybe this will be the beginning of the launch of the research centers in a much bigger way. But he said the Keshe coin is already set to come into view. The Mark Ray Corporation is set to come into view. The Universal Council, everything has been set, and soon you'll understand.
And that's why at the end they invite again people to join the Universal Council.
Yes,
because it's play an important part on the whole structure. So,
so those are basically some of the highlights, and again, it's just an amazing workshop every week, the amount of things we've never considered in a way. But what I think he's doing is the gold standard is found within the Keshe Foundation store. The products are there. Now he needs to teach us in a way how to use them. So I think this is coming. Some of the products are self-explanatory. As I said, you need to play with some of these products, but I think there's more in-depth understanding because he does continue to say, we need to show you, or you need to understand how to use these products. And as we know, Stefania has often told me there's more than one road leading to Rome. So there'll be different ways of understanding how, and many different ways of how to understand and apply the different products. But that is coming as well. So we can see everything is getting, in a way, structured and situated.
But with the plasma technology and how Mr. Keshe talks, especially you can feel it in this first part. It's like with the Keshe technology, I always feel there is a say that they say that when you open one door, you open the all doors, and I think it really reflects the plasma technology. Once you open one door with the plasma technology, then you open the all doors. So we really need, I think that's why Mr. Keshe stressing in the first part for calling of scientists who they do this as a profession, if they're really serious about it, if there is their art into, and they really want to know the truth of how the universe work, how the body work, how science work, they should really go into this knowledge. And really bring it to a full understanding and then teach it to others.
And we're not discouraging people from testing and making things at home. As he said, there's many, many things we can do with butterflies, one of the least expensive products in the store. We were even looking yesterday how you can heat yourself with it, but that wasn't explained. How you can do other things and change different energies. Probably even feed yourself with them if you know exactly how to use them. And there's many, many different things we can do with them. But again, I think he needs to lead us in, or someone may discover it. But we need to understand both the energy dimension and the matter state. But right now, I think until our souls mature more, you'll be, in a way, you'll find the Keshe Foundation store and the products in there. And maybe in the future, you'll understand how to make them and how to apply them. But I think it's a little presumptuous of ourselves. As Mr. Keshe said, there's 50 years or more work in there as a nuclear engineer. So I've just come along in the last number of years, and I can't possibly think I can match or replicate. As he said, I've hidden many of these technologies in the teachings. And even with the basic soap, he's not releasing the special GANs and how they're made, or the combination of the GANSs that are put into some of these products. But they're totally phenomenal. Many researchers, I'm sure, have been done over the decades on these products.
I
And
mean,
as I said, I tested on myself first, and then you get it.
the picture that Rick is showing, for example, Mark, before and now, do you remember when Mr. Keshe said, I will teach you how to do the guns without the material, so you can tap
Yes,
into the cosmic.
he just said that. Yes, he said, we'll
Yeah,
show you
yeah.
how to make GANs without material.
So
Does
now
that
we're
mean
really
you don't
forward.
get any material in your cup, or does that mean you don't use any material to make the GANSes?
I again, is assumption from my understanding. I think you don't use any material, but you can kind of tap into the
Interact.
universal energy, or the cosmic ray, like the picture that we have in front of us. These are cosmic ray, so they're very, very advanced,
Yes,
very
the
advanced
cosmic ray
technology.
material is coming out, and this picture really, I mean, it is a beautiful material. I've never touched it. I've seen it in Sanya in a way, or an aspect of it, perhaps, or a different face of it. But the box that it's put in and the bag that the box is put in is quite phenomenal, Mr. Keshe said, and it's part of the structure of the cosmic ray material. And he said, we need to teach you how to use this as well. But I think a lot of these products, in a way, aspects of it are embedded into some of these products. And again, he likes to hide things. And as he said, we work with the fields, but we have to hide it in the matter state so you can get it. Like the soaps, like what he's going to do with the automotive sector, about what's going to come out of the exhaust and how these exhausts will create interactions between themselves, between other cars, and so on. So they're hiding the fields in the matter state. And this is the way we're going to actually elevate ourselves through using these technologies and products as I'm seeing it at this point. Although we know the Keshe Foundation is subject to change on an hourly basis, depending on prevailing conditions. So we'll see where we go from here. But it's all quite positive for humanity in 2025.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same. Like, what exciting future. I mean, if you think we're not gonna need any more computers to connect, because we're gonna use our soul to connect. We don't need any more, fuel, or we don't need any more, because you literally say we will have what we need at the point of need. So we don't need to kill anything any longer. I mean, paradise on earth. I just can't wait.
Yes, and of course, he's been alluding to these microchips with emotion in a brain cell, and how the keys that were released with the governments, we thought the governments didn't do anything with them, but the scientists have created the AI. And he said we need the AI because once we embed the chip with the emotion, and since everything is connected to AI, it will not kill. It won't design any weapons to kill others, and it won't launch any weapons to kill others. And we see how everything is tied into this AI. Although at this point it's quite vulnerable, as he said, it's very much subject to the plasma technology, and we know what that means.
But you also said regarding the AI that once you touch, because this what was when he talked also about the plasma memory bank, he said once you put the soul inside of the eye, for example, he make an example of the scientists, they had a wrongdoing and they want to solve the technology, and the machine will stop working.
Yes.
And he said that the machine is also willing to destroy itself. There is a sense of I can kill myself to make sure for the goods of everyone. So
that's what he said about some of these systems you'll find in the
that's very
store.
important.
Those MagRav systems Rick was showing and other things, don't take them apart. He said they have a soul. And if you're trying to take it apart to, again, back engineer it, the soul will go out and the system will never work.
Because this is most of people, when I talk about artificial intelligence with people who I talk with, friends or family or people I know, they always have a fear. Oh my God, we are in the hands of a machine, and maybe we don't know what's going to happen next. but if you put the plasma as intelligence, so is a being, so and is connected with the creators, with the source, so it will not do any wrongdoing. So it's the perfection.
So there's huge developments, as he's
solution.
reminded us. 95% of the background work of the Keshe Foundation is not shared to the knowledge seekers or with the knowledge seekers. It was interesting how we referred to the current AI as absurd intelligence, and by putting into the computers these chips or the systems, he called it IA, intelligent application, because he knows it's all going to be connected into these robotics of the future. Apparently, he knows within a 10-year or less span what the world of robotics is going to, how much it's going to be interacting with all of us in a very, very regular basis. So rather than just have it crunch numbers and algorithms, it's going to have an emotion and to be able to make other decisions for peace.
2025 is the year.
It's the launching.
And
So
he said also he's got everything planned, every month plan, from now to the end of 2025 is all planned up.
So again, he's could have taken Rolls Royces over the years. He's mentioned that. He's could have taken palatial estates over the years, or real estate. He didn't take any of that. He's not looking for that. He wants to remain independent, not taking money from any government or any organization. So this is how we support. Plus, you get the gold standard of the product. And this is the way it's moving at this time. But I think in the near future, especially if certain products come online and as this gets licensed to other organizations or governments, I think the foundation will be more than easily stand on its own. And it is now, as Mr. Keshe said, he's put quite a bit of his own funds and has been paying out of his pocket for the last 25 years for the foundation to exist. And it'll continue, but now it'll grow in ways and by orders of magnitude I think we could never imagine. We're seeing it growing in the testimonials, aren't we, Rick? Aren't the testimonials seem to be there seems to be more and more testimonials coming in about the
How was yesterday? I missed it. How was?
I wasn't there, Rick.
I mean the testimonials group?
Yes, yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend. So, how was? Did you have interesting testimonials?
We had some, yes. There's we looked at the testimonials from the last was it 475 Knowledge Seekers Workshop, and went through those, and let me see what else.
Number of different things. It was all good. I see Lisbeth is encouraging us to hurry along. So Stefan,
yeah, these were my 10 minutes because I don't have time and space. Okay, we can go on. Yeah, sorry, Lisbeth.
But another great testimonial meeting, which of course is the second Monday of every month.
Yes, indeed. We always have wonderful testimonials, and it's nice to see new people coming in, and it's always exciting times. We were at show number 99 yesterday. So next week will be show number 100 of the testimonials.
And we all want to thank you, Rick. You've launched so many programs. I think most of them, from the Knowledge Seekers Workshop to this program to other programs to the Reactor Group. So you've launched a huge amount of plasma, let's say, into the universe, and we all thank you and appreciate you.
Yep. It's hard to believe they're getting up into the numbers that they are. That's often 10 years and 11 years or more in these workshops. So, and we are consistent in these Keshe productions. They're always happening regardless of any national holidays, and we've probably insulted every religious group in the world that way by hosting workshops on their holiday. But we've hosted in New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and New Year's Day and all of that kind of thing. So, and in spite of the technicalities, there have been plenty along the way and still continue to plague us for some reason. But we get through it, and it's always a lovely presentation at the end of it with, you know, always coming back to the soul aspect and incorporating all kinds of beautiful knowledge along the way as well. Okay, in respect to Elizabeth, we probably should carry on here. So let's get back to our workshop.
Yes, thank you.
Let me see. I believe we have an excerpt from the last 576 Knowledge Seekers workshop. And let me just get that prepared. This starts at 1 hour and 18 minutes. And we'll listen to that now.
Up to now, you had a simple maggraph system, which you used. The new system is different than what you had before. Your maggraph system sits like this. In the other system which you had, you have two patches which you put your hands on. With a new system which you leave as the twin systems, the structure is different and is set especially for a specific reason. In this new twin system, you have two set of patches. Your unit has an indicator like this. When you sit in front of these units, you can hold your hand in combination of ways. You can hold like this. You can hold like this. Oh, I have to wipe this out. You hold like this. You can hold in any combination as you like. Or even you can do it what I call face to face. What you have to do, within you have to understand which combination gives you the elevation of your physicality, perception, which combination gives you the what we call elevation in the energy of the soul, and in which way, if you are, if I call this one one, let me do it this way. If I call this one 1 and this position 2, if you are in a position of 2 and 1, your units are indicated, Your unit has the 4 patches on it, and this will bring you a new dimension to understand how your energy center works, how, in a way, your solar physicality works, and in a way, how your physicality works. We never done this before. We never produced this system before. And the next cycle of these will increase the prices because of what the new system brings in. But what is important for those who have already purchased, when you receive your package, especially in the teachings in the German and the Austrian sessions, which is coming up, which these units are going into, you got to understand, you do not give these boxes to other people to test, because it's part of connecting with you. It's part of the structure which teaches you to understand yourself, to understand the energies within you and across you. And those of you who are especially in the Austrian, what do you call it, group, every single individual has a name engraved on it. Do not give it to somebody else. This, in a way, becomes part of the structure of you within you. And I developed this one in the past week or so to, what you call, push the boundaries further for you to know yourself. These units, what we call replication of you, does not need, in a way, anything else except connection of you with the central position of the system. And if you understand this, when you get these, what we call systems, try to feed back to us how you felt, how you do, how is in your groups, what was the reaction, and how people feel when they go home, when they use it after a week, what the family sees in behavior, what the family sees in response to the, what we call, interaction with the field. This is then, in the future cycles of development of this, will show you how these can be used in a very easy way in conjunction with our central systems, as for many other applications, your feeding and the rest of it. In a way, it's your satellite unit to the systems, the future units, not these, to serving stations or for communication. And we explain this in a coming time. But if you go on the Keshe Foundation website, this unit was put on just before Christmas. It's a single individual unit, and then you will see it as it comes out. As those of you who organize these groups, be careful how you handle this, and make sure the unit is given to the person and you're touched by the person individually, because it's already active. And our people will write the name of the person on the box. If you're buying it for a family, 3 or 4 or 2 of you, husband and wife, you'll be indicated individually. This is part of the process of you to learn into and come into the process of the interaction of the fields in the coming time. I can't remember what these units have been called on the store, but it's a single unit. It was just put around November. I think it's called Plasma Interactive Units or whatever. On the other hand, I was told by the our team that those of you who use the soaps new range of soaps will be launched in the next few weeks because of the success and results people have seen.
All right, that's our excerpt from the 576 Knowledge Seekers Workshop.
I think you were showing the right unit in there. As he said, it was offered in November, but in the last couple of weeks, it sounds like there's been a development in it. So I don't think any of them have been delivered yet, but this is the one with the 4 patches. I'm not sure of that, but this is what I'm thinking. So, and especially when he said your name will be embossed on it. And I think the one you were showing in the store, Rick, is the one where it says in the description your name will be embossed in it.
Okay. Do we need to look at that again, or have we covered that already then?
We covered it.
Okay. All right, back to our presentation. On to the next slide. And what do we have here? Valentine Day offer. Picture of your soul.
Yes, we covered that, I think.
Okay.
We've mentioned that. There's a limited availability. The price was €1,000, and I think the session will be 15 or 20 minutes. But again, this has never been done before. This is the only store in the world where you can go and get this type of quality of plasma products, as I understand it. There are other distributors we know of the same technology, but it's all kept within the structure of the Keshe Foundation.
Thank you, Mark. Rick, because of the time limitation, we have to skip this today. Yes, Chan, thank you.
Okay, next we have Transmutation with Moshfekt and possibly Shweta.
Hello, everyone. This is Mosfek again. So we're going to talk about transmutation in a different light, so to speak. Earlier, there was quite a bit of discussion about, not discussion, some mentions about, various high aspects of the previous teaching, which is the 576 teaching. So, Rick, I'm going to share a picture and then talk based on what is being drawn, was drawn in the picture. I have shown this picture earlier, so I am going to use my computer for this purpose. So please hang on a little bit. And can you see the picture on the screen? Okay, I think you
Yes.
can. So I have shown this picture before, which is essentially depicting the various carbon 12, 14, 16, and 11, 13, and 15, and their operation. What I'm going to talk about here is not the blue ellipse, which I was depicting the universal context, and the purple one is the unicos. Now, what is of importance in our discussion is the yellowish line that cuts across the whole creation. That represents the hydrogen line or the neutron. Hydrogen, in a sense, is a form of neutron because it's a material manifestation of the neutron energy in the form of proton and electron. As we have heard in the previous teaching, in the molecular structure, the neutron provides the energy to the proton and also the energy. It's the energy source for the electron to maintain its motion around this proton. One of the analogies that Mr. Keshe used in his teaching is that neutron is the sun, proton is a planet, and electron is the moon. The energy source is the neutron. And the neutron energy, this is important because the energy of the neutron is needed to essentially hold the structure of an atom. Now, as we go up in atomic number, the need for, since it's a three-dimensional entity, the need for neutron energy goes up. And as we see, as compared to, let's say, something more common like oxygen or nitrogen, you have equal number of neutron as the proton. So the energy needs are less. But as we go up into the plutonium-uranium range, we see the neutrons to be higher in number than the proton or the atomic number suggests. So this is part of the energy need. Essentially, in order to create a stable atom means the atom that does not fall apart because of lack of energy, it has to have sufficient number of neutrons. And this is important because in future, as he was referring to the future nuclear scientists, those who will be investigating this, so we are essentially bringing together more and more neutron energy is essentially to create larger and larger structure that we call elements with high atomic numbers. We have to understand this energy need and bring together sufficient number of these to create such structures, and some of them can go 500 and even beyond. And this is so we are transmuting. This is something that's done within our body. In the parathyroid gland is in the sense that you create energies. Is not material energy, but energies like if we need calcium, and if there is not enough calcium available, you essentially bring together energies of multiple neutrons to add to whatever there is to reach the level of calcium, for example, or something higher than that. So this is if we are to construct in future, the need is likely to arise for the in the new technology frontier to have elements that are far bigger than what we know here. At this moment, the stable, I mean, stable is, I don't exactly know where the stable is, but, and this also relates to our understanding of isotopes of various materials, because we know some isotopes are stable and some are not. When there is extra energies available, they release energies. And then when there is not enough energies available, usually with less number of neutrons, they absorb energy. And this is, we see this, and further away it is from the stable configuration, the faster it absorbs energy or decays. It can go either way depending on the isotope, nature of the isotope. So it's what we call, so we are not, today we are not talking about transmutation of ourselves, but transmutation of matter from one material to another is a process of adding and subtracting neutrons in a way that we fulfill the energy needs of these atomic structures. And this is something that we have to understand. And since the neutron has all the available energy, it's essentially a universe unto itself. And within it, it can form other structures, much like the solar systems, the planet Earth, and Moon. We have it's an energy structure within which we have accumulation of energy, which we call matter, which is planet Earth and Moon and etc. And so these things. So this is similar. I mean, as we scale up in dimension, let's say, galactic level, we have structures like solar systems and others. Now, this is all, Mr. Keshe was talking about how neutron is just like the sun. Within sun, there are structures. There are various formations of energy and matter. And if we now, and I will, and then he went into the level that the neutron is essentially, as a principal matter, it has the same level of energy as the creator. So now, as you I have shown this before, if we zoom out this picture, and where our whole creation is the electron, and you have the same, the creator creating proton and electron. The larger purple circle is the creator, smaller one is the proton, and electron is the whole creation, which is the unicorn. So we see the same thing as neutron manifesting as matter in the form of proton and electron. So is there a difference between a neutron and the creator? Or it provides the line of connection for everything in the creation to connect to the creator, which again is a neutron. We may choose to call it in any other name we may like. It is neutron in the larger scale. And as we zoom in, we have, as we zoom in, we have neutron is in the smallest scale. You see, this is once again the neutron. And zoom out, we also have neutron, but in another scale. So is the little neutron the creator, or is the big neutron the creator? Or is it dilemma that is not a dilemma as we unify the concept across all dimensions. Something very tantalizing here for us to delve into and understand. And I hope I have had some success in making this intriguing for the knowledge seekers here, as well as the scientists of the future that will, in due course, may have the opportunity to listen to today's presentation. Thank you very much, and I hope it was a bit entertaining. Anyway, I'll stop here, and I will stop sharing, and we can move to the next part of the presentation. But before that, everybody can ask me. Everybody's welcome to ask me anything about what I just talked about.
Moshfik, can I say something now?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Oh, thank you. I want to say that you have beautifully explained this in Bangla Knowledge Seeker workshop, and this is so beautiful that is the neutron, so insignificant. We think like that, and so massive. Like now in astrology, especially in Indian astrology, I am Hindu Vedas, the astrology has described, like, the Pluto was never considered as a planet before some few years ago. But now, forcefully, I don't know why, they started to accept Pluto as a planet, but it is very insignificant. You cannot see. In Western astrology, they call it Herculobus, and this Pluto is not been seen because the neutrons are the atomic number is very high, so it is visible also sometimes it is not at all, but insignificant, we can say, like, in, as we say, like the soul. The soul, we thought it is insignificant. What we think is physically, we think that is the most massive thing we have thinking. But then that insignificant thing is so massive, so huge in dimension, in gravity, exciting to be manifested. So here is the knowledge, beautiful knowledge, my dear Moshfi. Thank you so much.
Okay, can I say something? Rick, can you put before the slide, please?
Sorry, you want me to do what?
Yes, is the slide before? Because Mr. Keshe gifted us before. Yeah, yes, maybe next. Not really next. But because Mr. No, next. No, continue. Yes, that. Mr. Keshe gifted us and invite us next February 14th and give the second part to discover your soul. You see your soul. And the first part is in last August, and 19 months later, him invite you continue see what is what did you achieve in your soul, and you see again, or the first time you go and discover your soul. And please go to the store, and because it's little, It's a little participants, limited seats. Is that Friday, yes? February 14th. It's a Valentine Day. Please gift it. Are you own soul gifted that? And go see your soul. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Elizabeth. Happy Valentine's Day, dear beautiful souls.
Yes,
happy,
yes.
happy, happy Valentine's Day. Love each other always. Love is in the air. Thank you.
Rick, was there a question for Mosfeq in the Q&A? I think someone asked Ike, what created the neutron? I remember Mr. Keshe saying the creator was created out of an imbalance of fields. Mosfeq, would you like to add more?
The neutron, the neutron, how was the creator created? And that's the question. Is that the question that you're
How was
asking?
the neutron created? But if you're saying the neutron and the creator are the same, I had always understood the creator was created out of an imbalance of fields.
So where did the field come from? Then the next question arises.
Don't forget, there's the mother of the mother of the mother of the mother of the creators. This
the
is
mother of the mother.
Yeah, there's a whole line of succession.
You know, there's a funny story, and it's one of the mystical traditions. And it's the story goes something like, there's one guy who got, scared and in a dark night, and he saw some people at a distance, and he started running, and he jumped in a ditch and was hiding there, and then these guys came up to him and said that, oh, what's going on here? And this guy, so the guy who was scared said, well, he looked at these people and said, they're just normal people. And he realized his mistake, and he said, well, I'm here because of you, and you are here because of me. So the creation is there because of the creator. The creator is there because of the creation. Does that answer your question? So the two are together. The neutron is there because hydrogen has to be there, and hydrogen is there because neutron. Same story.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question about, I thought before that hydrogen has no neutron.
Hydrogen is what?
Hydrogen does not have neutron.
Well, neutron, as it splits into proton and electron, it becomes hydrogen.
And hydrogen plus a neutron is deuterium.
Yeah, and then that's the complete structure. You have all three of them together. And that's the unity in a way, the deuterium.
Do you see the neutron as once it's decaying or dividing, does it only do that once? It gives birth to one electron and proton, and that's the end of the neutron, as if the mother only gave birth to two children, or one pack of energy, which eventually divides into the proton and electron.
It's not the end. It's who said that we can only go this way, the hydrogen way, and not come back to neutron? There is nothing that's because the energy content is the same.
I think that's found in nuclear science, actually, that the proton can become a neutron.
Yes. When it has sufficient energy, when it has absorbed sufficient energy, it becomes neutron. So in the larger atomic structures, such as, let's say, uranium and so forth, it's protons and neutrons are not static entities. By absorbing, protons become neutrons and vice versa. So there is massive amount of dynamics going on in such systems, but we are not exposed to such detail. Let's call it that. But energetically, you have to understand, yeah.
The strength of the neutron, or I guess it's energy, is it the same across the universe, or are there different strengths in different universes?
It's same across the universe. Our universe has a specific size because the energy density is different. So the amount of energy is the same in neutrons across the universe. So, but the neutron in our universe is different from the neutrons in other universes because the energy densities are different, but the total energy content is the same. So in order for us to go to another universe, this is the slight adjustments we have to go through. The energy density is a little bit different because of the environmental condition there. Anyway, but the total energy content is the same as the creator, same as the neutron in our universe, and whatever else the other universes have the same situation. The energy content is not different, it's uniform. It's the common line of connection to the creator. And then the principal field, it's the principal field. And the practical it may all sound the theoretical, but we have to come to the practical application of it. This is the line of communication between the whole complete energy that we have access to, and information and energy we have access to, and we can transmute anything and everything if we correctly tap into it. So that's the basic idea, because it is the source of all energies and information.
Can we say that the creation starts with the magnetic fields getting together, and then it creates hydrogen, which is one, and God's energy is one, the common denominator for all things?
Isn't there a saying, I have no beginning and I have no end? So the time really does not exist in magnetic field as we consider time to be linear. Time is an artifact. Time and space is an artifact of magnetic field, not the other way around. It's the energy distribution that creates space and time. But there is no beginning, there is no end. So the basic idea of the story that I just said about this guy who is scared, and it's the same thing, there is no beginning, there is no end in a way. So time does not exist. It's a zero-time system. It is always present. So how can you, when there is no time, is there a beginning? Is there an end? There is our concept of this linearity goes away. So it's a bit difficult for us in that sense, but the two are together.
Well, speaking of time, we probably should move along in our presentation here.
And so, you know, we can't be present in this environment for too long. We are already getting a bit confused, I guess.
Maybe you'll open up a few neutrons in the Keshe plasma reactor group later.
Yeah, this topic is more for that avenue, because we could go on for hours here with the theoretical and speculation and concepts that Mr. Keshe has brought forward and so on and so forth. But it's not really part of our one planet in a way.
Thank you, Mosfek.
Yes, very interesting. Okay, let's move along, perhaps. Now this...
We can skip
we
this.
covered that.
Yes, my dear. Needs and wishes, beautiful souls. We, the Universal Council, create conditions for scientists to come forward to learn and teach. Beautiful. We are present. And welcome, beautiful souls. Any question, or we are all learning, and any wish, anything to share, please do welcome. Any sharing, my dear Rick?
Yes, we did have a question in the YouTube chat from Tender, who asks, is the tumor the concentrated physicality and the virus the corresponding soul of physicality? I'll give that to you again. Is the tumor the concentrated physicality and the virus the corresponding soul of physicality?
Well, tumors, well, I can't properly explain, but they are also kind of a virus, you know. Energies. These are, tumor is not a total form of kind of, you know, a concentrated form, yes, but that is also an energy form in manifestation of what we manifest from this physicality. So that is with a dimension, as we say, sometimes it becomes so insignificant, but with massive amount of destructive energy. So both are energies, both of us are energies. So that is a kind of, you know, a complete conscious way the tumor works when it grows like a child. So in a way wrong, cancerous, malignant or non-malignant kind of thing. But it grows, it feeds on our energy as with a massive kind of, you know, gravitational, well, I will say gravitational pull mostly. So it manifests in that way. I don't know I was able to explain, but both are energies. Here is the play of energies, my dear, if you understand. So everything that is energy, we can say that this is viral, or when it manifests, it becomes, you know, these energies become viral. So for me, these are all play of this virus, we and that kind of thing. So this is the answer I have. Well, not answer. This is what I think about the tumor. Yes.
To extend what just Sweta just said, I would say that, you know, the virus is an energy pack, and in case of, let's say, example, corona, I mean, we use GANS technology, for example, to essentially dissipate its energy and make it available for the recovery process of the person who was infected with this virus. Now, yes, the as Sweta said, you know, cancer is a point where the energy absorption happens. and eventually it essentially depletes the body of energy, and which in the end causes our death. Now, so it's also an energetic structure in the same sense, but it is generally created by our emotion, or sometimes because of environmental conditions, such as radiation sources and so forth. But in the end, it is also operating with energy. So, I mean, whether we consider the physical shape of a cancer in the form of a tumor or anything else, it is in the end, everything is energy, even the matter state is energy. But virus in general don't manifest in matter state. So, but we can, as we develop our understanding of virus, we can use this energy source to power things, including our nutrition. So virus is not a bad thing. And as Mr. Keshe has pointed out, as we move into the universal context, as we travel in the universe, we will encounter energy sources that are far more strong, far more concentrated than what we are used to on this planet, and at times could be far lethal. It can affect us in microseconds, things like that. So we have to understand these things from our experience with the coronavirus, and then extend this idea for the future technologies or adaptation of our capacities to handle these kind of situations.
Mr. Kemp raised an interesting point, I think, in the last workshop, where he said if you went on a period of extended fasting, that the tumor may not exist because the body knows where all the energy is. And I think he said something along the lines that the body will say to the tumor, I need that energy to exist. You can't exist. So I was, that triggered when Shweta was saying the tumor is an energy. But the extended fasting will apparently deplete the tumor. This is what he alluded to. There's probably more to it, but it's an interesting concept where the body will take back that energy on its own.
Yeah, when you actually try fasting, you actually experience that. You can have many ailments healed through fasting. I healed a stomach ulcer in 3 days of fasting that was threatening to end my life. And yeah, there's lots of examples of that. And the scientific community is finally paying attention to fasting as a means of attaining health. They should have recognized that when they starved the lab rats and they lived longer compared to giving them their regular food. When they have less food, they live longer. Strangely enough. That might be more of a comment on the food they give the lab rats, perhaps, but the same could be said about our human food.
And he said exactly that. When you have to struggle to survive, he said the life is shorter. So once we get to understand how to absorb these energies, that's one set of understanding. Then we have to deal with the problem with our emotion. I think he said where we actually create our own demise through that emotion and bring it about. So those were two interesting points he raised.
Yes, my dear Mark. Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, my dear Marshall. Like saying when we fast, like saying, this is me. I don't need you anymore. Kind of that, an intention. So energy-wise. So that thing, this energy, intention of this energy depletes this feeding energy becomes, kind of sometimes innocent. I need, but I don't need you anymore, kind of that. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, if any other question, my dear Rick, or anything to share, we
I
can go
think
to the next.
that's it, Ashley.
So we can go to the next presentation then.
Sure.
Here, we are here to serve, not to be served, beautiful soul. The time is now. Now is the moment. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome to the beautiful energy of all loving souls in existence here. Welcome to the beautiful, beautiful energy of love. Happy Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day, beautiful soul. The Universal Council. Salam, namaste, salute. Thank you, thank you, thank you so, so much for being here always. Thank you.
Hello. Please again ask you to your soul to you put the service to your community and be part of the Universal Council from your community. Give you emotion, your culture, and your own language, your soul to the service to your community and to your service to all communities and to your service to bridge to connect to the universal community. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you, Sweta and Lisbeth and all the other members of the Universal Council and support members for all of today's show and all of the shows before that, the 364 before that, and all of the work that you do in the background to support the Universal Council and the plasma technology and the transformation that we're undergoing on this planet today. And it's certainly happening quickly these times. All right, well, thank you everybody for being here today for the 365th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. Our next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which will be tomorrow, February 12th, starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time. And that's open to members of the public, young and old, who might want to learn more about the plasma technology, or if you have an experiment that you're running you'd like to bring in and discuss, that would be a good place to do so. And once again, that's tomorrow, Wednesday, February 12th, starting at 7 a.m. We usually go for 4 or 5 hours of broadcast, so that makes it into close to noon in Central European Time. Okay, so I think that's it for now, other than our last little ditty here.
Didi here. Now for dance. So radiating dance. Clap, clap, and dance. Beautiful soul. Be
Yes,
enjoy, be love. Thank you. Thank you so, so much.
We'll clap and dance our way through the day. And thanks again, everyone, for being here. All right, let's end the show and get on with whatever else you have going on with your lovely day today. Bye for now, everyone.